takes a snap, drops pressure off the edge. He works out to his right, sets his feet, rifles it downfield, and a grab is made in the end zone. Travis Hunter, touchdown, touchdown Colorado. The magic between Shedeur Sanders and number 12 Travis Hunter pulls the Buffaloes within 14-6.
Not a great game for the Buffaloes, but you always expect greatness from Travis Hunter. Spectacular play between Shedeur and Travis, but boy, it was not Colorado's night here in Pullman, 56-14. Buffaloes fall to the Cougars. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Buffalo Stampede. Coach Gary Barnett, voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. What do you want to say about that one? That thing got away early and was never a contest.
You know, and it felt that way from warm-ups all the way through, Mark. And just the first 15 minutes of that game, I mean, we had 4 sacks in the first quarter.
That's right. First
15 minutes.
Yep.
And so when that started happening, we could feel it, and that it was just going the wrong way. And for a combination of reasons, you had a coach that's sick. You're missing 3 or 4 players that we didn't know weren't going to play. You know, they just didn't come ready to play at all. And unfortunately, that's, you know, we won one of the last 8 games after winning the first 3. And it's a downhill slide right now that's, you know, it's hard to overcome this in recruiting and everything else. And we still got another game left. So tough spot right now for Coach Sanders.
You know, the Buffaloes quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, got sacked 4 times those first 3 series, got dinged up, went out. Ryan Staub came in, came back in, got hurt again. This is what we feared, kind of the way things were going this season. Way too many sacks. He was the most sacked quarterback in America, and eventually happened what we feared.
We talked about it. We said if we lose our quarterback, we're going to have a problem. And then the whole sack thing just started building. So it's, you know, we're struggling in the offensive line, defensive lines, and, you know, there's no fixing it right now.
Yeah. No, it's not easy right now. This thing's kind of on the edge right now with one more game to go at Utah next week. So how do you approach this week then? As down as things are right now? Well,
you're here. You got a job. Your kids, you know, they're your kids, your players. You brought them here as a coach, and you've got to show them how you handle this adversity. And you know, in football, you're faced with this all the time, in all sports. But you got a lot of adversity right now, and you have to be the leader and show your players how you handle this.
That's broadcast partner and former coach Gary Barnett. We're going to talk to silent reporter, former quarterback Bobby Passamento in a moment. Right now, let's hear Coach Prime after the loss in Pullman. Presented by Coors Light. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment made to chill. Celebrate responsibly.
Very saddened of how we played. We practiced hard this past week. We prepared like no other. And to go display a performance like that is not indicative of who we are, what we are, how we are. And I've been boasting since the beginning of the season. I have not seen us quit. Have not seen us quit. Have not seen us turn it down, or not want to play, or not want to execute. There was some plays in the first half that I didn't see the passion that I wanted to see. But we came and got on them a little bit at halftime, and they went back out there and they fought. So I do applaud them for fighting in the second half and not giving up, because it's not who we are. And I'm still trying to figure out our identity, trying to figure out who we are in turbulent times. And I still don't know. After all these weeks, I still don't know.
There's Coach Prime after the Buffaloes fall 56-14 here in Pullman. We continue now with former quarterback and silent reporter Bobby Passamento. Well, you were down in the middle of that deal. I mean, we were talking with Gary a moment ago. You could feel it from the very get-go. What was your view down there in the sideline?
It was tough from the start, right? I mean, they got out ahead. They got the momentum, and we just could never get it back. And when, you know, Shedeur just kept getting beat up. When you lose a guy who's kind of the heart and soul and your leader, it deflates the team, and you could just see it on the sideline.
Well, and this team, so you lose the guy that is the cornerstone of the offense, the guy that controls everything, throws the football. We talked about all season long, Bobby. This team can't run the ball, and so now you lose the trigger. What are you going to do out there, right?
Well, I mean, it puts you in a really tough place because you got a guy who's inexperienced that, you know, isn't going to be able to throw it all over the yard like he can. So, and when you can't run the ball, as a coordinator, as a play caller, it just puts you in a position that you don't ever want to be in, because you probably can't find a way to dial up the right play.
You know, that 3-0 start and all the hype we had around his program seems like a lifetime ago. Now you've got one more week left of this. You've got to get through this, and then, of course, you look to fix this through the recruiting trail. But right now, boy, this is a tough situation.
It's very tough because you got to go on the road again against a really physical football team, and that's the hard part because Utah they're just gonna beat you up no matter who you play against. I mean, who they play against. They're physical, they're tough. So this is going to be a tough rebound to get guys healthy and to go back on the road and play a team like that.
And then you wonder, by the way, we're getting banged up this week. If we see him next week, I mean, we don't know. We haven't been told exactly what the issue was. Some sort of lower extremity type deal. Or is it even smart to put him back out there next week?
Yeah, my initial reaction is maybe just let him rest and not get beat up anymore and keep him healthy because he has taken a lot of hits and not just the amount of sacks, but I mean, think about how many hits he's taken when he's gotten the ball out of his hand. So it's been a long year for him physically, so it might be better off just giving him a break.
Yeah, at this point, he's been sacked over 50 times this season. You don't question his toughness. He's been a warrior all year long. That's former quarterback Bobby Passavano. Buffalo's fall 56-14 here in Pullman. Coming up next, we're talking basketball. Tad Bull, the 25th rated Buffaloes down in Florida.